Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a walk around on November 656, Delta Echo, Dave Embry. This one is called MERICA. And you can see part of it is because of the way we've got the tail. Can you see this is carbon fiber? This is all carbon fiber on here for the flag. I'm rather patriotic. I had Old Glory, which is a beautiful airplane. It had the same flag, but over the whole front part of the airplane. This is Carbon Cub EX3, and it's the 7th one that I've built in the last 6 years. So I have a ball building them. You might see here, it kind of fools you, but if you see this color, it's actually a metallic gray. So you got this shiny metallic gray. You can actually see black here. This is black. So when you get in the light, it really shines up and reflects that metallic color. And this is a full IFR panel, and this I'm going to show you in just a minute. But we got the extended baggage door here. We can put 100 pounds of extra baggage back here, 60 pounds in the front luggage area. We've got a WASP GPS here, which is actually a GPS antenna going to the GNC 355 and that IFR navigator. So that's an IFR approved GPS. We got dual comms, and those are the antennas for the dual comm radios. And as we go up here to the front, I'll just kind of walk around this wing. See, of course, we got the EX3 full slotted flaps, our big ailerons. You can see here how big the tail is with the rudder. It really gives you a lot of room with that. Coming back around, and this, of course, is MERICA. This is painted vinyl, which is the same color, firecracker red, as this is. It's on the door, which is, of course, painted the darker metallic gray. Probably see it there in the door. So when you close it, you have the standard pattern like this. Windows come up. They're all weather strips, so they're airtight, or almost airtight anyway. And you can see how that meets when it comes down for your paint scheme. Coming across, this is also carbon fiber, Carbon Cub lettering, which I think you can see. What a beautiful shiny red paint job. This is also the gray, metallic gray colors there. Same with the landing gear legs. We'll bring this up and latch it into position. Open the door. You can see the interior. So we've got the Oregon Aero fabric front seat, which is cooler than the leather. I always get these instead of the leather. Leather's hot, as you know, and sweaty when you're out in the summer. Oregon Aero. It's the rear sling seat, and we've got the Oregon Aero add-on seat. This is just a velcroed in. It's a nice thick cushion, gets you up a little higher, and has a little bit of a back, rest there. Of course, what's nice about this sling seat is all you have to do is undo right here. This is like a rifle sling attached right here. So you just unclip it, that side and that side, pull the bar out, which just pops right out. You can take this sling seat and you can put it right behind this right here. This part back here of the sling is a holder. It's actually a sling seat holder. So this part right here is where you can sling the seat up. So you don't have to undo it all. You just disconnect those two straps, pick it up, turn it inverted, and then put it up here, and it's out of the way. Okay, so then you've got your standard storage area back here, which is good for 60 pounds, and then that's the extended area back there. Now, I've added all the factory carpet. It's a super lightweight carpet, which is on the floor and on the sides of the entire baggage area, with extra tie-down hooks there and in the corners, midway, and then again up here behind the seat. Here we also have the pocket holder just to put stuff in, and this holds your registration, which is right here, and also a pilot operator manual, which will be in here, along with your operating limitations that comes with the airworthiness certificate. Also, because this one's full IFR, back here we also have a couple remote items. We have a remote comm and a remote audio panel, which distributes all the audio, which is pretty cool. You can Bluetooth to it, play music through it to everybody in there. Bring in other stuff, your Sirius XM. It coordinates your nav radios, comm radios, and so forth. Up here you can see I got headset hooks. Here we also have Bose connectors for the Bose, so they're powered, the A&R powered connectors here for the Bose. Also the regular A&R headsets with the microphone and the headphone jacks, push to talk for the rear passengers here. These are what I call brain buckets. They're pretty cool to get your Bose holders up and out of the way, so you can pull them out, but instead of dangling down by you, it holds them in place. And again, the hooks will hold this. I'll wear a helmet. There's my helmet. I put it on a hook. And here's circuit breakers up there, flat panels up there. Obviously we've got skylight and compass. All the interior is carbon fiber, interior panels all the way around. I put these extra pockets in right here, these web pockets you can see here, there. I put one there, and I put another one here by the passenger. We got drink holder, hey, built in right here on that piece of carbon fiber. Behind this panel, we need to change any of the batteries out for the backup instruments, like the IBBS, the integrated battery backup system, which is a backup system for the G3X. If you were to lose your main battery, or then the main battery and alternator, both, then you, let's say you lost the alternator and then used up your main battery, it will automatically go to an IBBS backup battery there, which is cool. The ignition also has, the right ignition also has a separate backup battery too. So if you lost all the power, you've got a separate battery just to run the ignition for your right ignition box. It has dual electronic ignitions, light speed, which are fantastic on the engine. Here, this is a full IFR panel. Like I said, we got it powered up. And over here, we got a GNC 355. And what that's doing is giving you the 355 here is your navigator. It's IFR approved. It links into the autopilot system, of course, and everything you put on here comes back over to both your G3X, your 465 display right here, and also to your G5 backup instrumentation, which we have. So that's a standalone system. The only thing it uses is some of the static lines from the sides. Here there's two of them, one on either side, and so it shares that between the airplane ADAHRS unit and the G5. Everything else is completely standalone, so it's separate. You can lose everything else and you still got your reference information there. We have the autopilot. This is the 305 Garmin autopilot, which is coupled in, so you've got pitch and roll. It'll follow your navigation. If you're not familiar with these, you'd have to read the 490-page manual. It's unbelievable what it does. On the displays here, obviously we've got maps and traffic that are displayed. It's got synthetic vision, which is on there now. If you had mountains around here, you'd have mountains up there, and the runways in the center right there. So that's kind of cool. Mixture control here. This is the 363i CubCrafters engine, which is assembled by Lycoming, and so it is fuel injected, and it does have the constant speed prop, which is Hartzell. So there's your prop, there's your throttle, and there's your mixture. Also, what's cool about this EX3, most Cubs will freeze you to death. This one won't, because what we've actually got is, you can see over here, we've got aux heat. Wouldn't mind taking off. On there we can pull it. We've got an auxiliary heat, which we can send it all back here to the back seat. Look back here. We've got two vents back here controlled by the passenger, so they can put it up, put it down as much as they want. The pilot can control how much heat can split it. There's a separate box which comes in this heat. Then you can separate it, go back, or you can separate it, go up, and it actually has defroster vents up there, so you have a defroster, which is kind of cool, because what you can do too is you can run the defrost, and what it does is bring air up high. So a lot of times in the Cub, you know, you can get the heat off the floor, because the standard pilot heat comes here off the floor and is controlled by this handle. So a lot of times you'll get heat down here, but you'll actually get cold up here, usually because it's leaky, plus no air comes up. So a little defrost up there keeps a little air, hot air going up that way, and then down below too. So it really makes it nice. Also over here, if you notice, that is an actual iPhone charger and holder, magnetic holder. I put this phone right here, it'll clip on because it's magnetic and also charges at the same time. So that's kind of cool. You can run Garmin Pilot on there if you want to, and have you another screen through your phone if you want to watch something like traffic or whatever. It's also a standalone backup. So and it goes over to here. You've got a USB plug-in. One of those has been going over here, and you've got another one that you can use for something else if you want. If you need if you got an iPad or something like that. So, and we've got the new fighter style grip. Kind of cool hubcaps, all painted up. We've got the fighter style grip. So along with the grip, we've got your electronic trim here, which is of course displayed here also. And you got, this is your control wheel steering or autopilot disconnect button here. If you want to disconnect the autopilot, you can just hit that, it'll disconnect it. If you want to change your heading with it, you can simply hold it, and that's called control wheel steering, and you can actually turn the plane manually while you got it down and let go of it, and then it'll reset the heading to where you're pointing. So kind of an easy way if you don't want to mess with the heading bug. And that's probably all I'll go over with this. It's got all the wig-wag lights, strobes. It's the LED lighting package, so it's got strobes all the way around. It's got LED left and right navigation lights. It's got strobe lights. It's got wig-wag. It's got landing lights on both the left and right wingtips. And so those landing lights, when you put them on landing, they'll be solid. If you put them on wig-wag during the day, they wig-wag and flash on and off like that. Turn that all off, okay? CubCrafters visor cover. So that's kind of the interior that's there. I think that's kind of covered. I'll walk you around the outside. We have the 31-inch Alaskan bush wheels, 31-inch high. And I've got the heavy-duty 1.75-inch brakes. So it's got the dual puck calipers that are on there. We've got the stainless steel. I don't cover the legs because if you do get in some areas where you're bouncing rocks or something, you bust the fabric. So most guys who like to do their off-road stuff, we don't cover the legs, we just paint them. And then we use stainless steel brake lines to protect the brake lines. And those are, I install it with it up to the top part instead of the bottom, so you won't get hit a rock or something like that. We got the coolest shock system that is made. Acme Aero, they're absolutely fantastic. These shocks are called the Black Ops Pro series that I put on these. Top of the line, best stuff you've ever seen. I should have called them Talons because you can just land and they just grab. It's just absolutely amazing. Between these 31-inch tires, I run about 7 pounds of air in them when I'm around here. And this is my hangar right here. I got a hard surface runway here. Of course, I can take off right here, but I actually have a grass strip right there. So it's kind of cool. I can taxi out and go to the grass strip and come back in. I don't pave my approach out here because I use big tires and I hardly ever land on asphalt. So that's where she stays. Again, the EX3, it's kind of cool, shark vents. What's cool about it, though, it really makes the heater system and the rear heat system good, is because here's something they added. This is a NACA duct. These right here duct in to 2 ducts, which go back in there and actually power the air through the heat exchangers, through the exhaust pipes where the heat muffs are on, so it gets really hot air. This is a Hartzell prop, you can see. And of course, I said that was the Lycoming built CubCrafters 363i. Come back around this side, you can see that we've got the landing lights here. We got landing lights over there. Still got some bugs on it. I just landed, but I got about 10 hours on it right now. I got to put 40 on it for phase 1 flight testing, and then it's free and loose. So again, got the Black Ops over here. Pretty cool. You got a fuel strainer. It's actually the gasilator, which is the gas filter. Gasilator's here. This is a low point drain here, and we got another low point drain in the very back on that side over there. This window, of course, will open and latch there too. Struts, there's got our same pretty gray paint scheme. Coming up through here, this is the pitot. The pitot is heated for IFR operations, and it also has the angle of attack, which is that separate little hole there. So this is going to give us angle of attack, both displayed on the G3X display, or what I use most often is to listen to the audio. You'll hear some beeps and so forth telling you how far you are from the stall. This is cool because this is not like a stall warning horn, because when you calibrate these, you calibrate them to a stall. You perform stalls to tell it what a stall is, so it actually knows what that airflow is. So when this thing tells you you're stalling or about to, you're stalling or about to. That's your traditional old horn, which after I set these up, I'll pull the circuit breakers on these and never listen to them again. As you come around the plane, you can kind of see it this way. This side. Again, we've got our nice big ailerons. We got 6 inches of washout, 3 inches on each wing total. So the wings actually slope back down. They slope up as they go out for about 3 inches from over the cockpit to there. And the reason for that is when you have stalls, that's what makes them so stable, because it'll actually, with the I'm sorry, that's dihedral. The washout is what we built into the wing with the twist. And you probably can't really tell it, but the twist that we put, the washout in the wing, it makes it so that we have actually less twist out here than it has over here. So when it stalls, it'll stall at the wing root before it does at the end of the wing. So when you start to get a little bit of a stall, which is so mild in these, I wouldn't even call them stalls most of the time, on power off stalls. But in any case, what happens, the wing root is what stalls, and so that leaves the wing tip unstalled, which means your ailerons can still help you if you need to use them. Take it off. Come back here, we see the same thing. Now what's kind of cool here too is I've got the newest addition to the Acme line, which is the actual tail wheel suspension. This is a baby bush wheel. It's a nice high dollar upgrade, but a nice fat tire so it doesn't get bogged down in the sand or somewhere. Then this is the shock system that works on it, which is unbelievable how it softens that up. Got a plate for the build. See underneath it, and then that's the other low point drain up there. So we got built-in elevator tabs, trim tabs, which are fixed. We've got a rudder tab right here, which we can adjust the rudder a little bit. I am going to give it just a little bit more right rudder. For my last flight I just got in on, just slightly trimmed up, and that's about it. You can see the top of it. So heck of a nice plane, especially being a IFR capable aircraft. Hope you enjoy it.